Our unknown, represented by x, can be found here in both sides of the equation. We have here the equation 2x plus 10 equals x. What we need to do here is to make sure that on one side of the equation, saying here left hand side, we only have the unknown, which is x. So we are going to implement necessary operations to do that. At the same time, take note here that we are only dealing with the same unknown. So we still have the same unknown, it's just that there are two of them and they can be found in both sides of the equation. To do this, of course, the unknown x can be found on the right hand side. Let us have here, our equation again is given as 2x plus 10 is equal to x. Both sides of the equation have the variable x. What we need to do here is to isolate or to move or simply remove this x here so that this side, the right hand side, will no longer contain an unknown. This is similar to what we did in the previous videos, but we only removed or moved the terms without x. But since here we have x or the unknown on both sides of the equation, we're going to do this process. Take note that properties of equality will also allow us to do this. This would mean the result here is 2x minus x. Simply review your operations. You will have here 1x or simply x. We still have 10, but the other side will have x minus x, which is 0. After this, we can now move or remove this term, which is 10, by subtracting here 10. So that 10 minus 10 becomes 0. Same as here, this was already 0 earlier. This would mean that our left hand side would only have x, but doing the same thing on the other side, minus 10, we have 0 minus 10. The value of the unknown is negative 10. This is the value of the unknown, which is true to both unknowns that can be found on both sides of the equation. To verify whether this is correct or not, we could always check this result by substituting the resolved value of the unknown, which is x, to our original equation. We have here x being negative 10. This process will allow us to make sure that our answer is correct. This might seem too easy for some, but the process and the skill of doing this will make us a good problem solver pertaining to equations later. So the thing here is we need to substitute only the value of x, which is negative 10. This is 2 times negative 10, still plus 10, and equal to x, which is again negative 10. Now in verifying or substituting, please place a question mark because we are still in the process of verifying that. Now 2 times negative 10 is negative 20. You have here plus 10. And on the other side is still negative 10. Even if it's too obvious, simply continue with this process because the goal of the checking is to make sure that both sides of the equation will have the same result. And with this, negative 20 plus 10 is negative 10, equal to the other side, which is already negative 10. At this time, we have now verified our result to be true, and this means the value of the unknown for this equation, which is negative 10, which is true to both unknowns that can be found on both sides of the equation, being the correct answer. Join us to the next adventure involving the unknown.